or who understand the concept of race as the West uses it identify as black and know that they would be identified as black. This isn't anything new.
So based off what you're telling me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because wouldn't it have been the Egyptians that called the Nubians black? If that's what you're trying to say, so you're saying other black people said that these black people aren't us.
That
makes no freaking sense.
All Egyptians, I will say this, and people might jump all over me. All the people who were in Egypt were not all black. There were Arabs who would not be classified as black, who were in Egypt also. There were many of people, and also you said that Nubians never encountered white people. That's not true either. Many of white people and Nubians, there were conversations there, there were trades there. So I don't know why you would think that white people and black people just hadn't met yet.
Ma'am, I said, who were they interacting with? Who made those documentations? That would have been the Egyptians, right?
There would have been many of people. Right? There were many of different people, but sure, Egyptians were present when Nubians were taking power and positions of power. Yes.
Listen, you just said Arab. You just said Arab.
Hold up, OG. One second. So based off your logic, you would consider the Egyptian and the Nubian to be black, right?
No, I just said that not all Egyptians are black. Egyptian denotes an ethnicity, not a race.
Listen, you just said Arabs were in Egypt. You said
there is a difference between ethnicity and race. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You just said Arabs were in ancient Egypt, you're saying?
Yeah, Arab is also an ethnicity, not a race.
Arab wasn't around it. They're in ancient Egypt. That's a later thing. Their language comes from hieroglyphics. If you studied how that language even developed, it directly comes from African languages. So Arab, the language of the people, didn't exist at the time of ancient Egypt. So that's just not true.
Nubians existed after. Wait, but are you stating that there were no Nubians that existed after ancient Egypt?
Said Arab. You said Arab.
No, yes, and there were Arabs that existed after. Wait, hold on. Again, the question that was posed to me. No, stop. The question that was posed to me is, are Egyptians black? And I said no, all are not. Some are Arabs. And not all Arabs are black. That was the comment that I didn't say that they did. You are arguing a point that I did not make.
Well, you said Arab.
I never said. I said that Arabs exist in Egypt. I never said that they were there in ancient Egypt. The question that was posed to me, yes, just because. Oh my God! Track the conversation, please.
Wait, 1 second, please.
Question that was asked.
Break. Hold on, everybody. Hold on, because y'all just arguing and talking. Oba, you have asked her 7 questions in the middle of her original explanation. That's why we're doing this arguing back and forth thing now. Like.
No, I'm simply making a rebuttal.
But in the middle of her sentence, causes the conversation to spin out of control. It gets frustrating. Everybody gets annoyed. Mudslinging starts. I'm just trying to put brakes on it. I want you to continue to have the conversation. Just let the lady land. Come on, bro.
If what I said was misunderstood, I don't know how, but sure. The question that was posed to me is, aren't Egyptians black? And I said, not all. No. I said some Egyptians would be Arab, which not all Arabs are black. There are some that people would say are phenotypically black, but no. So that was the point that I was making with that. I was not saying that Arabs were walking around during ancient Egypt. Even still, again, going to the point that Nubians would be classified as black based on their phenotypical expression. If we were to place them, and yes, this is a concept created by the colonizer, but whiteness, but it still is what it is. Just because we hate who created it doesn't mean that whiteness also created the dollar, but I don't see y'all giving away your money for nothing, right? So what the fuck are you talking about? They would be phenotypically classified racially as black. That's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, man, they would have been phenotypically classified by their tribe. Once again, I'm just going off Brother K. I'm going off K-Dot logic. I waited. I'm going off K-Dot logic, which he stated that to be black, you have to be from the continental Africa, and that indigenous to the continental Africa. Now, I would assume that most Egyptians would be an indigenous group to the continental Africa, but now you're telling me that they're descendants of the Arabs.
What I said was, again, Egyptians There are Egyptians today, and there were Egyptians then, whose nationality was Egyptian, and they were not indigenous. Again, there are black people who are just indigenous to the continent of Africa, which the vast majority of people caught in chattel slavery who came here and built the North America and laid the framework were descendants of indigenous African peoples. You took it to a whole nother place because, on my understanding, the chattel slavery didn't come from Egypt or any of those people. So again, I don't know how we got here when I was saying that if you are a descendant of chattel slavery, you were considered black here in America. That is where it comes from. And then I said that indigenous and black, you can be both if your parents was indigenous and black, but you can't be 100% indigenous and identify as black because indigenous people don't identify as black. I would like to see the indigenous people hold on. I would like to see the indigenous people of America that identified culturally and racially as black, like people who considered themselves Nubian and made multiple references to their skin color. Can you show me the indigenous people of the Americas that have a history of referring to their skin color as black? That's all this was about.
Conversation. Because if you had noticed, I've been on this panel a while. When did I ever once say that I was an indigenous to the Americas?
Never said you were. This was never about you.
You putting words in my mouth. I never said
this to you. This was to OG. You interjected. I wasn't even having this conversation with you. OG got dropped for using bad terms, and you decided to take up the indigenous mantle and took us in a direction and took us
I don't know if it's the OG
in a direction. Again,
I don't know. Who am I to tell her she's not indigenous?
I didn't ask you. Again, I never said anything about that. I didn't claim she was or wasn't indigenous. All I asked her was to explain.
OG is a man. Let's not keep calling him
America. America.
Oh, okay, America. I thought you said OG. I was like, dang.
America took up the mantle. OG took up the mantle for America because he asked me why I said you can't be indigenous and black. When I said you can't, when I was saying this, you can't call yourself indigenous and no ties to Africa and consider yourself black. You can be black and indigenous if your parents were that or your ancestors were that and people created you. Absolutely. Genetically, you would be indigenous and black. I would never deny science.
First of all, let me say this. When you're saying black, you're talking about descriptions of people's skin tone, right? That's what all that stuff comes from. Europeans trying to describe Africans, right? But our skin tone is from the solar radiation on the planet Earth. So anywhere on the planet Earth where that sun could be, you could get people described as black.
Well, you have to have melanin in your skin.
So listen. So even in the continental America, if you have indigenous people within that solar radiation band, close to the equator, you're gonna have people you're gonna call black. You don't even understand the terms you're using. Why are you using them? You're so lost, bro. It don't make sense.
Again, I gave examples and factual evidence that peoples from the continent of Africa referred to themselves as black. I would like to see again, and I asked.
That's most likely a description from outside people who
I showed you the definitions of the words of the people from that land and what they defined it and made it refer to. I asked a simple question. Can you show me where the indigenous people of America that you claim to be referred to themselves as black? No one has been able to answer that question ever. You have given me several. Hold on, I'm almost done. Right. You have given me several other explanations that I have either agreed with you upon or just said, hey, I don't know anything about that. That's why I keep asking this question. Just show me where the indigenous peoples of America referred to themselves as black. That's all I ask.
So if you understand that Ethiopian, right, is a Greek term that they were describing the people of Africa, right? They were just describing them by their skin tone, though. All you're really talking about is skin tone. But now today, race, and you're gonna mix in race with it, which has been the race theory has been disproven, right? Do y'all realize that the race theory was disproven?
We are very aware that race is a social construct that has no scientific backing. We are
But you're
aware of
still
that.
using the ideals. You're still using the ideals. You do realize that.
Again, culturally and ethnically, for delineation purposes, Black people in America, who are descendants of chattel slavery, have adopted multiple monikers, whether it be African American, Black, Negro, lots of things, right? We have been reclassified under that illegally. We have adopted these monikers because of our history and why we are here. Now, for those who would claim that they are Black under that same classification from that in that delineation, but claim not to be a descendant of chattel slavery, who that classification was meant for, I am asking, why would you adopt that moniker if you are not from those people? That would seem to undermine your plight in this country as an indigenous individual, because you are adhering to a European standard of a social construct, which
No,
would be
you are.
hurtful.
No, you are. You
Oh
don't
my
understand
God.
what you're saying.
The reason why, Black people have adopted the classification that was created in America for legal purposes, right? Because if we're going to do delineation and reparations for chattel slavery and the disenfranchisement of Black people through the law and through social constructs in America, we need to follow those guidelines and that history. Why would an indigenous person attach themselves to that when indigenous people in America have already gotten forms of reparations? If you are 100% indigenous, don't adopt the white man's moniker for your people. Stay with your people and your indigeneity and fight for your reparations underneath your indigenous banner, so you create a legal lane for your indigenous people and your delineation. Right.
So yeah, my whole thing with this is the African never referred to himself as black until post 1960s after the civil rights movement, which was inspired by who? Black Americans, who have always been called the black people. Our ethnic group is rooted in being the black people.
So just because I feel bad and I'm about to get off, K-Dot, there are no indigenous groups or tribes that refer to themselves racially as black in the Americas or Turtle Island. There are none. That's the answer to your question.
Of that. I'm
No,
quite
I
aware
know.
of that.
I
Of course,
don't
they would talk
understand
race
how.
that came from Europeans. Of course, they want to
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about race. That's a race that come from
yeah.
Europeans.
Oh,
Why would
OG,
indigenous people talk about
calm
race?
down. I don't know who you're
Jesus
yelling
Christ.
at. I don't know who you're yelling at. I don't know who you're yelling at.
What you're
Y'all talking
missing,
crazy, bro.
OG,
Y'all
what you're
talking
missing,
crazy.
OG, is that Black people acknowledge their Black skin before Europeans created a social construct of race as if it had some sort of social hierarchy based
Yeah,
off
they're
hold on,
black skin, not race. Yeah,
exact,
goddamn, you're mixing the
you
two.
fucking, it's like you're walking into the point and don't know it. Look up, it's above your head.
Cause you are
Black,
mixing race. You mixing race with being indigenous. They're two different things.
Hold on, OG. K Dot,
Y'all are
have you,
crazy, man.
my brother, have you, yeah, OG, I need you to take a break for a second. My brother, have you introduced Marvin right next to me?
who? I didn't even realize they were here. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. Marvin, can you give me your age and your race, please? Marvin, I'm gonna send you the invite to come off of mute. Can you please give me your age and your race? I apologize for it taking so long to introduce you. All right, I don't know what happened to Marvin. I'm gonna drop him.
His political silhouette.
Sis, she still there?
Probably knocked the fuck out.
I thought you was asleep too, nigga. God damn.
No,
I thought D'Angelo was
this
asleep.
is no. I was actually being cordial and letting people speak for a change.
Look at my unk with that power up right there.
Dan Charles, you've been listening. Am I explaining this poorly? Sometimes I feel like I'm the stupid one. I don't know.
No, you explained it plainly, and that's the problem. We got to find out what language these stupid motherfuckers speak and start speaking that language.
You're stupid about me, motherfucker.
You talking to, old nigga?
Ain't nothing stupid about me, motherfucker. Who you talking to,
Man, eat
old ass
a,
nigga?
get a sack of baby dicks, motherfucker.
Eat a sack of
That's
baby dick,
something.
motherfucker.
That's something a Trump
Yeah,
supporter would say.
that's exactly what a stupid nigga would say.
Oh, but your mouth, for me to be a woman and to be on this panel and the things that you have said, and my brother K Dot has literally been like, there's women on the panel, right? And the way that
Multiple
you
times.
speak and with the vulgarness in your voice, it's offsetting and it's off-putting. Please stop doing that.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm sorry, man. Would you rather me just talk to you like this in a nice, soft, calm voice? Would that make you feel more comfortable?
Will
I'm
you
not worried about
remain?
what voice you're speaking in. I'm just worried about your locker
Do it
room
matter?
talk. I'm just
He
worried
was
about
talking
your
shit.
I'm just worried about your locker room talk and the way that you're speaking with about 277 people in this room. So please.
Gonna be
And
disrespectful.
and
You
and
ain't
OG
disrespecting
and
me, Big
OG
Mama. You ain't
darling,
disrespecting
with
me. But
with all
Dontrell was being
respect,
pretty disrespectful.
with all respect, OG darling, I know you're old enough to have some decorum, sweetheart. You don't have to talk to me any type of certain way, because I'm not speaking to you in any type of certain way. Nor have I this whole panel.
You know what, Big Mama? I'ma apologize. It's just the man above you was just being a douchebag.
That's my unc. And he's opinionated and he's a very intelligent person. So I can't hold no bars when it comes to him, but he does hold his own. However, he's not a douchebag. He's just intelligent. His delivery comes off the way it comes off. Not everybody can be talked to in a certain way. And I understand that. I'm not one of those people. I get it. You know what I mean? But again, I have some decorum. I haven't been up here disrespecting neither one of you gentlemen. And I expected the same way with me to you as you to me.
Respectfully, ma'am, that's just my decorum. He's the one that called me stupid. Did I ever call him stupid? I was
Okay.
simply trying to provide my argument.
So it's the either bag of that was the one.
And when did I say? And when did I say that he called me stupid?
It's still a little aggressive, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. Bringing in the children aspect a
Yo,
little weird.
they got their own. They got their own.
It ain't mentioning children. It's mentioning a bag of small dicks. That's what he can go eat. But you know what? That's beyond the point. We ain't finna keep going back in there. We off of that.
No, I got one lyric pointed at your head for start. Another one pointed at your weak ass heart. And if I pull the trigger on these pretty little lines, you're gonna wish I would have pulled a black nine. I Mac times and cracked the spines of these fake gangsters. Yeah, these biting trifling niggas and these studio pranksters. Oh my God. Will you remain
So
G or will you be looked upon strangely?
K Dot
Yes,
Oba
ma'am.
is K Dot K Dot is Oba FBA OG FBA.
Yeah, his name is Oba So FBA.
Okay. Let me ask you, Oba. Do you follow within what Tariq Nasheed is?
Fuck Tariq Nasheed.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. I take back my question.
On the panel with that nigga. I don't like him.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm.
I know. She was a fairy. He stopped me right there. I felt the same way. Ooh, my bad.
I don't like that nigga, man. I like the FBA movement, but he trying to profit, man. Fuck Tariq Nasheed. Bitch ass.
So do you
My
think
bad, my
that
bad, my bad.
no, you good. Do you think that FBA should be more political?
Yeah, I definitely think we should get some lobby, some interest groups. We definitely need to have our influence in the political structure.
How do you propose we would go about doing that?
You see, like I said, we need special interest groups. We need lobbyists. We need to get into these political fields. You see, we don't have anybody funding the politicians for our interests. We understand that America is a capital system. So our politics are overrun by capital.
Why is this nigga talking like Jesse Jackson now?
I ain't speaking like no goddamn Jesse Jackson. I don't even listen to a goddamn Jesse Jackson video.
You mean a black man who pushed for the progression of black people and spoke on our behalf? Yeah, well, you should.
Jesse Jackson was weak, man.
Jesse Jackson was weak. I would
Yeah,
suggest
man.
you go
Jesse
look at his.
Jackson was weak,
The
man.
man literally negotiated the return of hostages from. You know what? Never mind. Never fucking mind. The man almost became the first black president. I was like, what? He was weak.
He almost became the first black president. Get the man. He ran for president. That election, he went nowhere. He was the nominee.
He got the furthest that any other black person had at the time.
Was he the nominee?
He got the most. I don't think he was the head nominee, no, but he like literally won states in a vote as like another candidate. Like literally was like close to being elected president.
But he got it's the fact that, like, so this is the thing, right? He got the furthest more than anyone before him, that being the point. I think that a lot of times we diminish the
Wait, I'm
strides
sorry.
of our
Beauty.
ancestors, and that's weird.
I just want to ask a question. Legend said I was with you until you started glazing Jesse Jackson. Can anyone tell me what Jesse Jackson did that made us not want to support him?
Yeah, man. Jesse Jackson tried to assimilate us with the Africans.
Anybody else?
And Jesse Jackson was a sellout.
How was he a sellout?
And Jesse Jackson did so many backdoor deals with YT supremacists.
Literally every black progressionist had to do backdoor deals with white supremacists. You watched Martin Luther King and Malcolm X do deals with white supremacists in the government. That was the entirety of their career, was they had to do deals with white supremacists.
My question is this: how? Right, K. Dot. Hold on. So, Oba, if that is what the government is, right? Because we know who holds the House, we know who's got everything. We know who's in all three branches right now, who's holding all three branches, and we know that is a white tea supremacy founding, leading type group. If we know that, and not just to mention that, but the older folks that are even older than me that are still trying to keep their seats right now, how do you propose that we get any type of leverage if we don't have a conversation with those people or about those people? We can't move no ground without talking to they have a whole group of supremacists. we can't make no gravel move if we don't talk to them motherfuckers, right? Excuse my French, I apologize. But we can't make no gravel move if we don't talk to them, right?
Man, Jesse Jackson was a sellout in the 90s, man. But, I ain't finna go back and forth about this.
Can't tell me what he did to sell out. You can't.
I ain't finna go.
But by no means am I just speaking on Reverend Jesse Jackson. I'm just speaking on the whole playbook as of even looking at right now, friend. Like, if us with me asking you about needing a political leverage in the FBA movement, and then turning around and knowing that how are we going to get in there? We got to talk to somebody. We can't just, you know what I'm saying, float this idea around. We going to have to make some moves and speak to some of them white tea folks, them old stuffy white tea folks that are racist, in order to move some type of gravel around here. And that's what I was trying to get portrayed to you. I'm not going back. We're not going backward. I'm talking about right now, honey.
And to Angel Reese's sugar daddy, Jesse Jackson won state primaries and caucuses during his historic presidential run in 1984 and 1988. 1984 presidential campaign. During his first campaign, he became the first African-American candidate to win a majority party primary or caucus. He won 5 contests: Louisiana, South Carolina, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Mississippi. 1988 presidential campaign, his second bid, Jackson expanded his Rainbow Coalition and finished as the runner-up for the Democratic nomination, winning nearly 7 million votes and 11 different primaries and caucuses. The man was nearly the head of the Democratic Party.
Won 11 states, man.
Yes, it was historic. Literally, he had historic support at the time in the 1980s. What are we talking about? He was the closest
you make
to
it
ever.
seem like he had some type of dominant campaign.
Bro, does this not say a historic performance? Does this not say that it 7 million votes and 11 different primaries and caucuses? The man was nearly said he was almost, no, I said he almost won he was, blah, blah, blah. I said he was literally had a historic president campaign for president. The man almost won the what are we talking about here?
Nobody did it before, but he wasn't close to winning, man. Stop it.
Can I ask, like, I get disagreeing with people, right? But can we, like, I don't know. I just feel sometimes I feel like some people, like, if you have a disagreement about one aspect, then you have to have a disagreement about everything that an individual says. I'm not Jesse Jackson's biggest fan, but that's more of a personality thing, not a political thing. I can acknowledge the great things that he's done for the Black community as a whole and speaking up for things. I have an issue with men in general sometimes, so that's just me. But I just don't understand, like, if you could explain, like, the actual hate for him. Like, what individual thing that he did do you think is harmful to the Black community?
I'll clear up if to Angel's Reese's sugar daddy. If I did say presidency, that's my fault. I used the wrong terminology. It was his historic run through the Democratic convention and almost being nominated as president. So if I used the wrong terminology, that's on me. But he did have historic support and was almost ahead of the ticket for and had a lot of support to be the head of the ticket.
He had some success in the primary.
He had historic success in the primary. So I just like that. That's what I'm saying. So he had this historic support. And then all of a sudden, it's time to say that he's a sellout. For what? What did he sell out and do?
I thought we were talking about support. We talking about his support in the primary, man.
Oh, Jesse Jackson. Hello.
So again, I just want to know where he was a sellout. It was the main point.
Okay.
Kata, I just don't want them. I don't want them interrupting. So, ask Kicker, can we get your age, race, and where you're from?
I'm 61 from North Carolina.
And your race?
Mommy, please watch TV.
My race?
Yeah, your race.
What's that matter?
That's literally what Political's background is about. I know KDOT's the big screen right now, but if you look above Dan Trell's beautiful shiny head, it says Black people can't be racist. However, all white people and their kids are racist. Did you want to come up and talk about that?
Well, that's definitely not true.
Okay. So you disagree with the background?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hold on 1 second? I'm just going to introduce Vinny and ask him the same question, and then you can explain why you disagree with the background. Vinny, can I get your age, race, and where you're from?
Yeah, I'm 19, and I'm from New York.
And your race?
I'm white, but I'm also Black.
You can't be two things at once. What is your racial presentation?
It's cute.
my race presentation like what I am now? Because I mean, I have black genetics too.
Yeah, race, it wouldn't be necessary. Race is a little less to do with genetics and more to do with phenotypical expression, right? Because like we can admit, right, people like who's that motherfucker, Patrick Mahomes, right? His kids have black lineage, but they racially are not black. Those would be white children. So I'm asking you, what is your phenotypical presentation? What do you racially present as?
Right, but race isn't just about skin tone. It's a
Yeah, no,
like you
I didn't.
said
I
about
said that's. I didn't say skin tone.
lineage.
So I said phenotypical presentation. Phenotypical presentation are a multitude of different things that are not just skin tone. So,
Oh,
what is
okay,
your
I got
phenotypical
you.
expression?
Okay, I'm white.
You are white. Okay, cool. So, ask kicker. You can go ahead and or do you? I'm sorry. Do you disagree with the background, Vinny?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, ask kicker. You go ahead and to explain to us your thoughts on the background.
We all white and black.
Hey, Dan Trail, you still awake? Because I'm about to slide up out of here. I don't know if anyone else is a mod.
K Dot, how
We
dare you?
both,
Oh,
man.
Big, you still up here too? Cool.
Oh, just
You
acting
changed
like
your?
she ain't exist.
No, she changed her picture, so I was like looking at the pictures and
Just,
not the names, and I didn't
just
recognize. My
admit
fault. My
it.
fault. I'm
Y'all
out of
are
here.
white.
Good luck with the white
Now I'm
people.
mad because you leaving. I could care
This is
less
where
that
I
you
get
forgot about me.
Y'all white.
good luck with the white people. I don't want to talk to them. Y'all have a
Yeah,
good night.
you're white.
Yeah, I know. That's fine.
Yeah, you're white.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, enjoy it. That white privilege.
Okay, can
What
you
about
respond
them?
to the background, ass kicker?
Well
You
said,
think you're about to get an
Wanda.
intelligent conversation out of this troglodyte?
No,
Not at all. I
there's
think
no intelligent
inebriation is his best
conversation with
friend.
crazy black people.
Finally, we
What you
agree on
talking
something, bro.
about?
Sir, respectfully, can you please find your cousin brother or your nurse to get your pudding for you? I don't think you need to be online no more tonight.
Well, it's a free country.
See, we all can agree. See, I agree
It's
with
a
that one.
free country.